Yo guys, it's Kyle coming at you from Bane's Film Reviews. I just finished watching If, which is written and directed by John Krasinski, starring Cailey Fleming, John Krasinski, and Ryan Reynolds, along with a shit ton of other people, from Steve Carell to Louis Gossett Jr., and just so many other phenomenal actors, mostly in voice acting roles, and everyone really carries themselves very well. They do a fantastic job in that regard. If follows Cailey Fleming's Bee as she does her best to reunite imaginary friends with their now adult, I guess adult friends, the individuals that imagined them when they were younger and have since forgotten about them. It's an interesting story, but it's paced terribly through the first hour, just about an hour, a little over an hour, I guess. The pacing is just dreadful, and I found myself really bored, really tired, and on the verge of dozing off a number of different times. With that said, however, the ending of this film really saves it. Everything that I found wrong with the pacing, with any lack of emotion, which it does a decent job of being emotionally relevant to the appropriate degree throughout the majority of the film, but Krasinski takes it a step further in the final act, and the final act really saves this film. It's a wonderful, the most wonderful piece of this film. I was brought close to tears. I was really immersed in this story with Bee and everyone else at this point. I have to give Krasinski kudos, because in a world where we are seeing reboots and sequels and soft reboots and every other thing you can think of that's just not original at this point, this is a really beautifully original film, and Krasinski's imagination is top notch. I'm actually curious, after seeing this, what he's able to come up with next, because his imagination is unlike anything that I've seen in a very, very long time. And I'm really, really impressed with what he's able to create, even if his ability to, again, pace it, and, really bring it to life in the best way. The fact that he was able to script this, that he was even able to imagine this idea, is impeccable. It's brilliant. Again, kudos to him. I love the use of color in this film. It's part live action, part animated. I love the way that Krasinski juxtaposes the really drab, dark, emotional undertones with these bright, vibrant, very electric imaginary friends. He does a really brilliant and effective job in this regard. There is a lot of good to be taken from this film, and I encourage you guys to go see this. I think that it's worth paying a little bit for. I don't know if you should rush to the theaters, but you will leave the theater with this sense of wonderment and this sense of innocence that you may not have felt in some time. And it was a really nice feeling in that final act, and almost a sense of exuberance as I left the theater after watching this film, because again, Krasinski does such a beautiful job, nearly a perfect job, of wrapping this film up. And everything that I had an issue with in regard to the narrative and the pacing and things of that nature, up to that point, he rectifies and goes beyond just rectifying it. He presents viewers with a really stellar finish to his film. With that, I think I'm going to give If a 7.5, again, with the issues leading up to that final act, and with the fact that I felt bored. I should never feel bored in a theater while watching a movie, especially for the first time. I'm going to give it a 7.5. Again, I think you should probably spend a little bit of money on this. It's a really good film to watch with your kids if you have kids. It's a decent film to watch by yourself as an adult, or with whoever your partner is. I do encourage you to watch this film. I think that you will really enjoy it. Until next time, that was If, written and directed by John Krasinski. Peace.